Welcome back to our conversation about all things Beacon Hill, or at least some of what we can get to, with Katie Lannon and Matt Murphy of the State House News Service. And Mayor-elect, or I guess she'll be formally mayor, sworn in as mayor a little later on this week, Michelle Wu of Boston, campaigned on a number of big issues, restoring some form of rent control, making MBTA service free, that are going to require, as her opponent pointed out at great length, legislative approval. Katie, let's start with you on this one. Give me a sense, if you would, about how the new mayor of Boston is regarded by key figures on Beacon Hill. Are they going to be receptive and trying to make it work for her, or is it a little bit of, hey, hold your horses?
Absolutely. It's, I think maybe a little of both. We, Mayor-elect Wu did run with the endorsement of several lawmakers on Beacon Hill, including notably House Ways and Means Chair Aaron Michaelwitz, who's a Boston Democrat who kind of has his hand on the purse strings, really, and the ear of Speaker Ron Mariano. Now, the fact that a lot of lawmakers endorsed her doesn't mean that every home rule petition that she brings forward or that the Boston City Council brings forward is going to get to the governor's desk. I think the speaker recently was asked his thoughts on Michelle Wu's plans for wanting to make the tea free. And he lives in Quincy. His district is served by the T. He's more concerned about maintenance. So I think like anything else, like any other mayor or a local official, she's going to see her agenda run into the competing priorities on Beacon Hill.
Well, of course, no conversation about Beacon Hill would be complete without some discussion of Governor Baker and his political future. Matt, I want to start with you on this one. Come on, I know you must have an opinion. Is he going to run or isn't he? And if he does run, is he going to run as a Republican?
Yeah, I think to the latter question there, I think he will run as a Republican. I think he's kind of said that he identifies himself as a welled Republican, but there's no doubt that he has a serious problem with the Republican Party and with Republicans in Massachusetts right now. If he does run, and I think that's a big if. I mean, honestly, you could line up equal sides panels of people who think he won't and people who think he will. There was a time where I thought some of his comments were suggestive that he was eyeing a third term, at least thinking about what a third term might look like. But the more time goes by, doubts can start to creep in. But the question is, as he's looking at a Democratic field taking shape, a Republican challenger from the right, does he have that fight in him? Does he want to fight his own party? And can he motivate the independents in a wide open race on the Democratic side, the independents who were key to electing him to 2 terms? Can he get them to vote in a Republican primary and get engaged? I think, those are things that he and his team have been weighing, and only he knows if he's made up his mind yet.
Katie, those are all great questions. What are the answers?
If I knew that, John, I'd be writing my own story, not here telling you.
Okay, fair enough.
A lot of the candidates in the race, the 3 who have declared, on the Democratic and Republican side, are pretty much running against Baker. I'm sorry, the 4 who have declared. You've got Jeff Deal on the Republican side criticizing his mandates, and a lot of what we've seen from the 3 Democrats is things they would be doing differently if they were in office now.
Well, I guess we'll find out sooner, later, sometime, maybe. We'll look forward to that. In the meantime, follow Katie Lannon and Matt Murphy's outstanding coverage of Beacon Hill at statehousenews.com. Thank you both for joining us. And now I'm going to send it back over to my colleagues for more WBZ News.